Welcome to the plot. It's the 4th of May. I'm a little bit late doing my April video. Last week was a bit crazy, so yeah, it's the 4th of May. It's 20 degrees, and when I say stuff has sprung into life, everything has sprung into life. The plot is looking really messy and overgrown, and I've got a lot of work to do, so let's break it down with what's going on. So starting on the left hand side, and this is the side we decided to focus on for this year predominantly, my dad built the brassica cages. I had grown seedlings of kale, broccoli, purple sprouting broccoli and Savoy cabbage, but they all got eaten by the slugs, so I've planted a few more. They're at home, and I think I'm going to plant some more in the seed tray today inside the greenhouse, because I want to get those out as soon as the last risk of frost is gone, which will be pretty soon here. I was going to see if I could direct sow them because the slugs have got into the greenhouse, but I don't think you can, so I need to look that up and figure out how I'm going to get this filled at the end of May into early June. We've got 2 tomato beds now on this side, which my husband and I built. They are ready and filled with compost. I've been keeping them watered. There was an ant's nest in the second one, so we killed that off. But again, I haven't had much luck with seedlings, so I've planted some more tomatoes at home, and I might buy some plants. Yeah, haven't had a huge amount of luck with seedlings so far, so we'll see. I'll show you. I think the main mistake was I used the compost that was here, and it was just completely full of weeds, and I didn't slug protect the greenhouse. So yeah, I'm hoping to grow some more at home. I think I've got about 7 plants at home at the moment, so hopefully that will do at least some of the bed, and then I'll buy some more, and I might sow some more today as well. I think the plan today is going to be sowing, watering and weeding. And then onto the potato and garlic bed, which is the one I'm the most proud of. So we've got 4 different varieties of potatoes here. Starting on the left hand side, we've got some first earlies. I can't remember what type these are. And then some Red Duke of York, which are first or second earlies. We've got Maris Piper here. I think there might be Desiree on the left. And then my favourite so far are these Cara potatoes. And then the garlic has gone mental. So I don't know if they're a bit close to these last row of potatoes. They did say that the main crop of potatoes need to be further away, which is why these 4 rows aren't equidistant. But I hope they're not too close to the garlic. Anyway, so I'm really happy with this bed. It's looking really good. And then we've got another tomato bed just here. Again, waiting for some tomatoes to go into it. It's, as I said, it's the 4th of May, so hoping within the next 3 to 4 weeks I should be getting these all filled up and starting to get my tomatoes attached onto their trellises. And then this is a bit of a mixed bag, this bed. So this was a potato bed when I inherited the plot, and as you can see, I think these are all potatoes that have come up which I didn't plant, and I did dig it all over and try to get them all, but clearly I didn't get them all. And then I used the compost that had been left here in this kind of big bin thing, and unfortunately it was full of weeds, so I really shouldn't have used it, because it's taken me a long time to kind of get this, and I don't really know if I should dig it all out and start again or just top it up with compost, because I have planted it with 2 different varieties of carrots. One's a multicoloured variety and one's an orange variety called Amsterdam 2, and Harlequin is the multicoloured ones, and they are coming up. Look, they are carrots. I don't want to touch it because of carrot fly, so I don't really know if I should top it up, weed it all, just continue weeding it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to take all these potatoes out and just weed it as much as I can today, and then maybe mulch it a little bit, either with some fresh compost, I've got some, or some manure. I'll look it up again. I don't want to kind of ruin it or have the carrots be touched and get carrot fly. At least now they're bigger, it's a bit easier to tell what's what. And there are some leeks that are sown in here which have kind of come up, but again they're surrounded by weeds and potatoes, so that's a bit annoying. This side is looking better. This is my onion side, which I succession sown, so I did 1 batch every 2 weeks, so hopefully I won't get all of the onions at once. These are my shallots. They're looking really good. They're starting to divide, which is what you want. And then these ones are red onions, and then white onions, and then red onions again, so that they're not all due at the same time. Again, there's a few looks like potatoes and weeds in here, which is really annoying and disappointing. So I think I'm going to give this bed a good go today and see if I can get it into a bit better position. Just the left hand side in general, like it is weed central. Like this was all flat in November, December, January, of course, nothing was growing, and then now it's just growing. Like these pots I put there on flat grass a month ago, so it's just growing really, really fast. The shrubs are only looking okay. I don't know if I kind of massacred them a bit when I cut them back, and I've killed them, but you know, I think I'm kind of dividing the plot into 4 quarters and the borders, and the borders aren't a priority today. I think the priority is going to be getting the weeds out of this bed, getting some more stuff sown. Yeah, the kiwi tree has started shooting out leaves again, so the kiwi tree is looking good. This year I didn't do anything with the kiwis, even though I harvested them, but maybe, you know, oh look, it's starting to bud up. You can see here and just down here. So maybe I'll have to come up with some kiwi recipes. I've got some new things I've been doing to make sure that I process all the stuff that I bring in the house. And then these are various kind of berry fruit bushes that again are just surrounded by weeds, which is crazy. It's literally just come up within 4 weeks. But again, the potatoes look amazing. So yeah, I think I've got a lot of weeding to do. Let's look at the front right hand side of the plot next. So this bed just here, I kind of regret what I did, but I don't know. Basically I just threw a packet of radish and a packet of spinach and a packet of lettuce seeds on here and just kind of raked it over. They are coming up, so you can see all of these are radishes, and over there we've got some spinach, but it's not ideal. I thought I'd be kind of creative and with nature, but actually no, I just want neat rows, and they're all getting eaten pretty badly. So I think I'm gonna replant this again, not really sure, but I think anything that kind of survives from this round of planting will be a good thing, but I'll just replant in rows, I think. Tons of grass that has just appeared that wasn't here before, has just kind of sprung up everywhere. But I don't know if I had this in the March video, but we wood chipped this central path, and it's honestly the best thing we've done because the weeds are just coming up so quickly. So I basically want to create the beds on the other side to match these beds with these wood chip paths in between, and I will have to top it up every year because obviously it's going to decompose, but it's just making such a difference with the weeds. Yeah, this I think is a gooseberry bush, and whatever the other one is behind, they're both fruit bushes. They're doing really well, but again, just grass everywhere. My blueberry bush doing great, and I've got some strawberries. I have been pulling the flowers off because strawberries aren't supposed to produce that much fruit in their first year, and if you pull the flowers off, it helps them have a better crop in the second year. But because I bought these as plug plants, I don't really know if this is their second year, if that makes sense. And then they've just got some haphazard straw that's been destroyed by the grass in like, yeah, a really, really short space of time. So bit of a mess here. Sorry, I just landed my watch. On this side, sorry, I can make you motion sick. These are kind of marking out where the other beds are going to be. So this one is going to be one of the beds, and I've just kind of randomly thrown some Swiss chard in it and then immediately regretted it, and some stuff has kind of come up. Some of the compost is just sprouting weeds constantly. So yeah, this bed, I need to build the edges for it. I can't remember what's going to go in this bed. One of them is going to be courgettes, and the other one's going to be beans. So I think this will probably be the courgette bed. So I need to build it some sides. I need to kind of top it off. But again, I've got 3 courgettes planted at home, 1 yellow and 2 green. So when they come up and they're ready to be planted out, then I need to get this bed ready for them. And then this one is going to be beans. There's my bamboo ready to make my bean teepee next to it. Sorry, train. But it's kind of nothing at the moment. So again, I need to kind of make these into beds as well. Whether or not it's going to kind of, what state these beds are going to be in this year, I'm not entirely sure. And then my rhubarb that has kind of retaken, it's been eaten a lot since I replanted it. This bed isn't flat, it's looking dry because I've just got here, so I need to water it. But yeah, but then loads of bluebells, which is nice, so they've kind of come up. I had loads of nice tulips along here. This border is just, again, kind of theme of the video, needs some work, but not as bad as the back. Wait till you see this. So yeah, everything's kind of in bloom. Hibiscus just there is starting to come back. I'm looking forward to making some tea out of that kind of later on in summer. Yeah, let me show you the back though. What did look like nothing has now completely burst into life, and I'm feeling honestly a little bit overwhelmed by how messy it looks and how much there is to do. I think my first port of call is I'm going to get a rubbish guy to come and take away all of this wood. I'm probably going to leave these bins. I did cut into the side from them so I can use the compost, but the compost is too full of weeds, so I am probably going to leave them. It's not really the biggest priority, but yeah, they're just they're just full of weeds as well at the moment. You can kind of see in there, and the compost isn't good enough to use on the plants. So, but yeah, as you can see, the grass is growing, so I'm eventually, I think, going to wood chip all of this. I'm going to put a seating area in this middle section. Where this pile was the island in the beginning when we first got the plot. I'm going to tarpaulin over that and suppress all of those weeds, and then that's where the greenhouse is going to go. So if you imagine the greenhouse there, and then you'll be able to go round that side to the shed and round the other side to the shed, and the compost and the practical stuff at the back, because it's windier at the back. Even though it's only a few meters, the warmest part is here where we were doing all the burning in winter. So yeah, it's really grown. Everything's grown. Weeds, grass, everything. One thing I do want to show kind of amongst this mess is my comfrey, which I chopped down to nothing about a month ago, and then I chopped again a couple of weeks ago, and it is just massive. It's pretty invasive comfrey, but it has been blocked in. It's got like stones and stuff around it, and I'm making my own comfrey fertilizer, so for my tomatoes. So I'm probably going to take a whole load of more of that today and add it into my little jar. Compost bin space here is growing weeds. Everything is growing and oh my god, these are all self-seeded strawberries that I didn't put here. You can see they have started to flower. I don't really want to pull them out. Equally, I don't really want them here. So I don't know, more grass, and then my seedlings, which just did really badly. So I lost all of my brassicas from slugs. My tomatoes are planted too early, and then I lost them in the frost. And then everything else was in seed compost from these big bins that I thought would be okay because it looked good quality, and it was just completely full of weeds that just took over. So I'm probably going to need to have a clear out. I've got a day here on bank holiday. I'm just going to do loads of things, but I think today I've got a few hours. Priority is going to be that carrot bed, I think. Water everything and see what I can sow, and just going to have a clear out of this and do loads more work on Monday, because yeah, I don't really know where to start. But I'm really happy with the potatoes. I'm really happy with the onions. Let me just walk you back down. I'm happy with the shape that it's taking, and the path is really good. Yeah, it's just, it runs away with you, doesn't it? So I think get these potatoes out the carrot bed today. I'm repeating myself for my sake rather than yours. Carry on weeding and see what else I can sow, ready to get more of the beds filled, because it's feeling, yeah, like it's not as full as it should be yet. But I don't know, you look around the plot and everyone's doing different things, and you look around online and everyone's doing different things, so we shall see. But yeah, this is what it looks like on the 4th of May.